Yo, what's up with y'all boys and girls, man? Hey, it's Jay Briggs here with the Pick Dogs Morning Show, man. Money Making Thursday. Here with my guy Brad. A lot going on today, Brad. All across the sports world, man. We got a huge NBA card first. NFL game tonight.
Yep.
Smaller college hoops card, but some money to be made over there, and some NHL, man. So y'all know the drill. Finna cook it up and try to smash it per usual. How you doing today, Brad?
Doing good, man. Yesterday was a nice winning day. Honestly, kind of took the day off from watching sports though. I mean, like you said, no NBA. Those bowl games just really didn't intrigue me. So it's kind of a nice day to get a breather. I know you probably felt the same way with no NBA on. But yeah, like you said, man, we're back to a full slate of games, and yeah, right back to it. It's gonna be a good one.
Yes, sir. Right back to it. Yeah, yesterday was kind of the same thing for me. Good, catch your breath day. Um, kind of a good day to look at the landscape of things ahead for like today. Uh, so I'm excited, man. I really like today's NBA card. There's a lot of money to be made today
Yeah,
in
no,
the
I like that as
NBA.
well. It's kind of good that I'm kind of glad the cup's over. It was fun, but now back to normal business. That thunder hurt me though, man. Let me tell you what.
Yeah, I went down with the Thunder in that game too. That was a tough one. They just couldn't buy a bucket that last game.
Yeah, it just didn't make no sense. It was crazy. I mean, I didn't. I was on a plane while that game was going on, but I watched like the highlights, and I'm glad I didn't watch it.
Yeah, that was one of them second half. You just close either turn the TV off, close the monitor, or you close the laptop, whatever you watch. No, you just, you know what I mean. So it was one of those.
We'll bounce back though.
Yep. Plenty of spots to do so today. Um, I say, man, let's go ahead and do it, man. Let's do it. Let's do it. Where should we start today?
I mean, we have no roof today. Should we just cover hockey real quick? You got anything there?
Let's start in the NHL.
Yeah.
We'll just go full card as well. Let me see if anything pops off the page for me today.
Yeah, while you're looking, I gotta play. I'm gonna roll with the Lightning puck line here. It seems like when the Lightning have been winning lately, they win by multiple goals. In their last 5 wins, they cover the puck line. And this Blues team actually beat the Lightning in St. Louis earlier this season, so I think they come out and take care of business. So give me the Lightning there, and then yeah, this whole NHL slate is just a bunch of big favorites. So
That's what I'm seeing.
yeah, you're either gonna have to attack some plus money or attack some puck lines. It's kind of a tough slate.
Yeah, that's what I'm seeing today. There's no maybe a small lean for me on Seattle minus 135. And then man, if there was ever a day I was gonna lay a puck line with the worst name in sports, it would be today against the Penguins.
The
It just
Preds.
yeah. I hate them. They're terrible. They're overrated and overvalued. But if there was ever a spot where I think the stars align for them, it would be today. So maybe a puck line lean for me on some plus money there on the Predators.
Yeah, I was looking at that one. Definitely stay away from me though.
For
I
sure.
can't trust the Preds.
You can't. Can't. All right. That's really all for us in the NHL today, man. Mr. Wraparound should have his wraparound up in a second, aka the reach around. Uh shout out Roof, man. He'll be back tomorrow. Let's keep it rolling, fellas. We head over to let's go college hoops. Um First game of the day. First line game of the day, I should say. I see on my board is Alabama State and Norfolk State. Norfolk laying 4.5. Um, I see Georgia laying 26.5 on Buffalo. Oakland, the Bears, 1.5 point road favorites over Cleveland State. I see Charleston Southern dogs to North Alabama. Grambling versus Delaware State. UC Irvine versus Belmont. Lipscomb versus Middle Tennessee. State University. UT Martin versus Moorhead. State Uh, we got New Orleans versus Texas. Should we do it? You think we should do it all in one swoop?
Yeah, so let's do it all.
Let's do it all. SIU Edwardsville versus Little Rock Bellarmine or Bellarmine, however you want to say it, versus Wyoming. Tennessee State versus Southern Indiana. Tennessee Tech versus Lindenwood. East Illinois versus Southeast Missouri. South Dakota versus Utah Tech, the Eggs. Chicago State versus the Grand Canyon Lopes, Lane 30. Oh shit.
Script.
The script.
I don't know about tonight though.
Oh man, I might lay it.
I know you are.
We got Long Beach State. What up, Beaches versus Pepperdine, and Merrimack versus St. Mary's. 30.5, Brad, is crazy. But Chicago State is that bad. And my boys coming off back-to-back L's, man, at Georgia, at Louisiana Tech. That Louisiana Tech L was, I was like, damn. Man, I gotta roll with them, man. I'm gonna lay the 30. I'm gonna lay the 30. I'm gonna lay the 30, man, and then pray they come out and ball out. Chicago State 0-12 is this ass. Like, I know you may be like, man, getting 30, you know, this may be a no.
Yeah, they're bad. They're one of the worst teams in D1 college. Maybe the worst team in D1 college. Yeah,
the worst. Gotta fade them boys. I have to. So I'm on the Lopes. I'm gonna lay the 30. I'm gonna put some money on it today. See what them boys talking about. Give me. I kind of like the plus money on the Eggs, man, on Utah Tech. South Dakota. It just looks, that game right there. I like the line read. That game right there just looks trappy.
It's fishy.
You know what I mean? 9-4 team, laying 2.5 on the road. They only give me plus 125 with a team that's 3-10 against a 9-4 team. Line reading 101 for me in that one. I'm gonna take a shot on Utah Tech. And let me see. Let me see if anything else jumps off the page for me. Texas been doing decently against these terrible teams.
I was just going to ask you about that.
I know. You put me on last time.
I did. 33 again, or 30. It's tough. I mean, we got that one last time, but could they do it back-to-back? That's the question. New Orleans is trash, though.
They're trash. I'm going to do it. I'm going to rock with you. I'm going to rock with my boys. Hook them. Mm-hmm. They scare me in hoops, man. I tell people that all the time. Hoops is where they scare me. Because I be feeling like they're a little overrated and overvalued in hoops. But in this one today, New Orleans is this bad. This is going to be one, you know, where the cover may not be looking that great early. You know, this is just one of those games where it's like you are laying 33.5. But I think towards the end of the game, it gets to like 28. Then it slowly gets to 30. And then we get to 33. And then we probably win the game by like 36. You know what I mean? So it's going to be one of those, I think. But hook 'em horns. I'll lay the 33.5.
Yeah. When it comes to Texas, they took that loss to UConn. I feel like that was kind of good for that team. Get a little bit of a chip on their shoulder, and they've blown out their last two opponents. So not mad at it there. You got anything else?
Nah, that's kind of really all for me right now. What you liking?
Yeah, I'm gonna fade Oakland here. I'm gonna take Cleveland State. This Oakland team continues to get line respect, and I'm just starting to think they're just not that great. You know, they were a nice little story last season in the tournament. They were fun to watch, but I mean, they're just not winning games. And Cleveland State isn't great either, but I mean, they have double the wins of Oakland and are playing at home, where Oakland has struggled to play on the road. So, I mean, in this type of spot, I'd rather take a team plus money at home. So, give me Cleveland State money line there. I'm going to take UC Irvine over Belmont. This is actually going to be one of the better games today. UC Irvine's coming off their first loss in their last game at Oregon State, so I think this is a good bounce back spot. And look, Belmont has been a pleasant surprise, but UC Irvine has more quality wins. They're better when it comes to a roster perspective, and there's a reason that UC Irvine is laying points on the road against this 9-2 Belmont team. So love UC Irvine in that spot. And then I'm fading the Loves, man. Give me Chicago State. Like I said,
No, the
I have
script.
to. I have to, man. Like I said, Chicago State is potentially the worst team in D1 college basketball this season. But look, we've seen them cover some spreads this season. They've actually covered it in 4 of their last 5. So maybe Chicago State's starting to figure some things out, to say lightly. But yeah, like I said, I just don't think Grand Canyon's that same team this year. I think odds makers are kind of making these spreads based on their performances last season, and just hasn't been the same team. So it's going to be an ugly one. It's going to be an ugly one, but I'll take a shot with Chicago State.
Fair enough. That's really all for me in college hoops, fellas. I don't really got nothing else for y'all. Let's scoot on over to the NBA, man. Huge slate in the NBA today, man. A lot going on over there in the NBA land. Let's go 2 at a time. Jazz Pistons, Magic Thunder. How you feeling first 2 games, man?
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Pistons here. The Jazz are a train wreck. I'm pretty much done with this team right now. I mean, in their last 3 games, they gave up 144 to the Clippers. The Suns put up 134. The Kings put up 141. This team's in absolute shambles right now, and the Pistons haven't been the same cover team as they've been in, or as they were in the beginning of the season. But I think this is a good spot for them to cover. Like I said, I just think the Jazz are one of the worst teams in the NBA. I would have thought we would have seen improvement by now with the roster they have, but they just continue to suck, man. So give me the Pistons there, and damn, the Magic, man. Magic Thunder. It just hurts for me to talk about this team now, just with them missing those 2 guys. I want to take them so bad in this spot, but until Paulo and either Paulo or Franz get back, I'm going to take a little bit of a break with the Magic. I just have to see how they look without their 2 guys a little bit longer. But I do like the under here, under 12.5. We have 2 of the best defensive teams statistically. I believe the Thunder are number 1 in points allowed, and the Magic are number 2 in points allowed. Both also play at a slow pace, and the Magic give up the fewest field goal attempts per game, and the Thunder give up the 3rd fewest field goal attempts per game. So I think this is going to be a slow pace game. Both these teams have really strong perimeter defense, so they're going to have to work it in the paint, and with no Chet, things like that. Seems like just a slow, low scoring game here.
I'm with you on that under in this Thunder Magic game. I really like the under in this game. I thought you broke that down well. I think everybody jumping off the Magic train though, man, and I don't like that. And I'm gonna stay on it. I'm still on it, especially in this spot. This is a spot. This is a J spot play. Let's not forget who the Magic are. That's what I want to remind everybody. That's my thoughts for today. Let's not forget who the Magic are. Since the start of last season, the Magic are 39-15 at home. 39-15, covering at over a 70% clip at the crib. I know Franz is out. I know Paulo is out. But I got to understand that's already incorporated into the line. If they were in this game, because of what I'm going to explain in a second, would probably be closer to a pick 'em. It's a terrible spot for the Thunder. Terrible. Coming off of playing 2 extra games in Las Vegas. As somebody who comes in and out of Vegas often, that Vegas crud is a real thing. And I wouldn't be surprised if these boys coming out of there have, some dead legs. Especially going to play a really defensive team like Orlando on the road. It's just not a great spot for the Thunder buddies, man. On the flip side, it also fits into one of my favorite spots and situations in the NBA. I talk about all the time. Bounce back game at home. That also happens to be a revenge game. That's a team that's at home that just lost their last game, and they're playing a team that they lost to earlier this season. And that's the case here for the Magic. They lost to Oklahoma City in Oklahoma City earlier this season. The Magic, this is a team that doesn't have a lot of TV time. The Magic, I think, have only had like 4 or 5 national televised games since the Dwight Howard days.
Yeah.
They're on TNT tonight. These boys are showing up. They're not going down without a fight. I think they have a legitimate chance to win this game outright at plus 220. If y'all want, I love the Thunder Buddies, man. I love them. They're my favorite money making team. But because I bet the Thunder so often, I also know when the spots and situations don't favor them. And this one just doesn't. Give me the Orlando Magic in this one tonight. In the other game, Pistons, Jazz, I'm going to lean towards the Pistons. I'm not overly in love with laying the points with the Pistons in that game for the simple fact of they're not a late point style team. They are the better team. They should win this game. The Jazz are terrible. The Jazz are on the do not bet list. The Jazz can't be trusted. As somebody who bets the Jazz quite often over the last couple of seasons, man, this is not that same Jazz team. They have shown absolutely no signs of life. They're really on the automatic fade list. But laying over a bucket with Detroit does make my stomach hurt. So it's just a lean at best for me on Detroit. Maybe a money line parlay style play. I do think the Pistons absolutely should win the game, but it wouldn't shock me if it's by 2-3 points, right down at the wire style game. So
yeah,
Pistons lean for me.
Yeah, and to add on to that Magic game, like you were saying, that's a nationally televised game. It was actually the same situation last season. The only Magic televised game during the regular season was against the Thunder at home, and they got blown out. So, that's probably in their mind as well.
Wow.
Yeah. The only thing that worries me is just that last game, the last game the Magic played at home against the Knicks, they got smoked. And I mean, I was on the Magic. I was like, all right, let's continue to ride Magic at home. And it just did not look pretty. So that's what just makes me a little bit weary.
Fair. I like that they're semi-rested coming in.
They are much more rested too, yeah.
They haven't played since they have 4 days rest, and they've kind of been chilling. And they were at home that last game, so they've been at home really for a week. While Oklahoma City was in that same span, they were at home against Milwaukee. I mean, they were at home against Dallas, then flew to Vegas, played 2 games, and then flew out. So
yeah,
we'll see.
Is there money line potential there, you think?
For sure. It's plus 200 on Orlando, for sure. It's just a spot because it's a revenge game at home, bounce back revenge game, for sure. If I would say this is probably my favorite plus money opportunity on the entire board. It's a 200 plus price. A lot of people like the Thunder. A lot of people think this is a big, solid bounce back spot for them. They not really high on the Magic because of Banchero and Wagner, but I like this team, man. I do. And in a low-scoring defensive style game, 2 of the best defensive teams in the league, anything can happen. So we'll see.
Yep. I'm not mad at it.
We shall see. No, guys, Wagner is out until January 5th, but Banchero could be back like right after Christmas. So
when both those boys get back on the court, it's back to business.
Watch out for the Magic, man. I like the Magic. I do. I think the Magic, when healthy, are a top 3 team in the East.
The fact that they played so well without Paulo and like they were still covering games with just Franz leading the way, like when both those guys are back, excited, to say the least.
Yep. I like Magic, one of my teams. I talked about on the jam session. It's going to be posted after the show because I didn't finish. I think I got like 3 games to finish, but I went through the list of my favorite money-making teams. It's Thunder 1, Magic 2, Mavs 3, Rockets 4. And then
you haven't got on the Grizzlies train this season yet.
I'm low-key on the Grizzlies train. Like I used to be. I was on the Grizzlies train 2 years ago. Then last year I was completely off of it. But this season, I'm embedded in certain spots. We'll talk about them here in a second. They're in a really interesting.
I know you like that spot.
They're in a really interesting spot today. We'll talk about it here in a second. Let's keep it rolling though. We got the Wizards, 4.5 point home dogs with the Hornets coming in. And we got the Celtics laying 14.5 points on your Chicago Bulls. I'm gonna lean towards the Celtics laying the points on the Bulls. The Celtics are still, in my opinion, the best team in the league by a pretty decent margin. I know the Bulls. I think they covered that first game, lost by 9 at home. I know the Celtics as extended home favorites hasn't been the best spot, but I kind of like playing the Celtics off extended rest when they've been chilling and then come in and play somebody that's better than they usually kick the crap out of them. They kind of did that the other day for us. And I think this may be a similar spot. If the Celtics come in here and play Celtic-style basketball, they win this game by 20. Is basically what I'm saying. I'm kind of right now back in that same thought process I was in last season with the Celtics towards the end of the year. Unless I just have a jump off the page, clear, concise reason to fade Boston, I'm just really not interested in doing so. I know 14.5 is a lot. I know they've been a terrible ATS team, but I think this is a spot where they just blow them out. 20-plus point win. I'm going to lay it. How you feeling? Oh, wait. And then the other one?
Wizards,
Hornets.
Yeah.
Same thing I said about that Pistons Jazz game, where it's like it's Hornets or pass, but am I really rushing to lay over a bucket on the road with the Hornets? The Wizards are that bad. They are that bad. But would it also shock anybody? Like, really just think about you sitting on the couch tonight. Would it shock you if the Hornets won this game by 3-2?
I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of rushing to the window.
Maybe I'm overthinking it. It's Hornets for sure. Hornets, I believe, is the play. Maybe I'll just do a Pistons Hornets money line parlay. Maybe that's how I play it. That's how I'm gonna play it.
There we go.
That's how I'm gonna play it. Pistons, Hornets, Brad parlay.
You already know
Brad parlay for the day.
The square parlays, man. Yeah, I'm on the Hornets here. When I handicapped this game last night, it was I thought that was you for a second. I was like, what the hell is that?
Nah, it's my dog.
When I handicapped the game last night, it was 3.5. You said it's 4.5 now?
Yeah, it's 4.5 right now currently.
All right, that doesn't make me like it as much, but I'm still on the Hornets here. I could look at the Wizards when I'm getting double-digit points. Maybe look at them. Like, it's still tough, but 3.5 or 4.5 or whatever it's at, yeah, I mean, that's just not enough points to give this Wizards team. The Wizards are clearly the worst team in the NBA. I've said it. This is one of the worst teams of the decade. And the Hornets were one of the better covered teams earlier this season. LaMelo went out. It got a little bit ugly there for a second, but he's back. He got a game under his belt. He didn't look incredible in that first game back, but I think this is the game where we see another 30, 40 piece LaMelo ball game and a Hornets win and cover here. I think Brandon Miller is on the injury report, which does kind of hurt. I hope he does play. But overall, this Wizards team will continue to be a fade for me. And then Bulls Celtics. I mean, I'm kind of leaning the Bulls here. I just think it's too many points. I don't love it. We've seen the Celtics get these type of spreads all season long, and they have a 10-16 ATS record. So that kind of tells you what you need to know there. But I think this is a great game to attack the player market. Jason Tatum over 27.5. I like that. Vucevic over 9.5 rebounds. I like that. The Celtics do a lot of things great, but they're actually not a great rebounding team. So I think Vuce eats up on the glass, and then also like Drew Holiday over 4.5 assists. So I'm going to stay away from a side in that game because I still can't trust that Bulls defense. But good matchup for the player props there.
I kind of like the props in that game too. Now that you just brought it to my attention.
I think the total's like 240. Yeah,
241.5. Yeah. Everybody eating tonight.
Yeah. Being over points. I like that as well.
Everybody eating in this game tonight. Yeah. You really can't go wrong no matter where you look. The way I've been kind of trying to attack the Celtics, he game time decision right now. I kind of want to know if he plays, my guy Porzingis. But if Porzingis plays, I like his overs. You said Tatum?
Yeah, I like Tatum. I think he gets a 30 ball tonight.
I can rock with a Tatum 30 ball tonight.
Yeah.
Give me a Tatum 30 ball. Low key, give me a Peyton Pritchard over threes. He been cashing like nobody's business. Peyton Pritchard been balling. And he's been shooting. I think he's leading the league in threes off the bench. How does that work?
You know what his lines typically are? Is it like 1.5, 2.5?
1.5, 2.5.
Yeah.
Either way, I think he makes 3 tonight. So if it's 2.5, I'm still over. If it's 1.5, man, slam it. But it's probably 2.5 right now. I haven't looked. It's probably 2.5.
If it's 1.5, it's probably juiced, and you could just throw that in that square parlay. Had another leg.
That was 3.5. Oof.
Oh, 3.5. Goddamn.
Oof. They done caught up to me.
Yeah.
They done caught up. 3.5 is oof. In a game like this tonight, I probably would still go over. I ain't gonna lie to you. I was
That's tough though.
3.5. I'm still going over. It wouldn't shock me if he hit 4 or 5 of them tonight. The Bulls don't play no defense. They don't play no defense. It's gonna be the Tatum Peyton Pritchard show tonight.
Yeah. The only thing that's tough about those Celtics player props is there's so many mouths to feed on that team. It's the game script does have to go your way.
It does.
Yeah.
Let's keep it rolling. We got the Toronto Raptors, aka the Seattle Raptors, laying 3.5 points on the Brooklyn Nets. And we have the Houston. We have a problem. Rockets laying 9.5 points on the number one team on my do not bet list currently, the New Orleans Pelicans. Brad, how you feeling?
Yeah, I'm going to take a shot with the Nets +4. I like getting points with the Raptors. I don't like laying points with the Raptors. And I actually look back. This is actually the first game of the season where the Raptors are actually laying points, which I was pretty surprised about. But let's not forget, man, this Nets team is one of the best covered teams in the league. You know, they do need to get Cam Thomas back, but Cam Johnson has stepped up in a big way with the scoring there. So I still think they'll be fine. And I think this is a game where either team could win. So rather have the points in my back pocket there. Should be a good game though. And then I'm going to take the Rockets and lay them. Pelicans just can't be trusted, especially on the road. 1-13 straight up on the road, 3-11 ATS on the road this season. Their injury report's a laundry list. I mean, we're only in December. It just seems like this Pelicans team is looking forward to Cabo, honestly. They're bad. I don't know if I honestly, throughout the season, I don't know if I'm going to take the Pelicans once, with just how they've looked. And we all know this Rockets team takes care of business at home. They're going to be rested. These are the spots that Houston typically comes through in. So I'll lay with the Rockets.
Word for word, bar for bar. Like, there's not much to add. I'll try to add a little bit to that, but I think Brad summed it up perfectly. Raptors as a dog, sign me up. I looked at that same thing this morning. I was like, have the Raptors been favored this year? Yeah. No, they have not. And no, I will not be laying points with them. Scotty Barnes is possibly back tonight, and that's kind of a huge reason. Yeah, he's game time decision right now.
Okay.
So that's kind of part of the reason why they are favorites in this game. I know the Nets are banged up, but this is kind of getting back to the Nets that were earlier in the season were cashing. The Nets right now, I still think they're a solid ATS team right now. What are they for the season? 15-10-1, covered it in 60% of their games thus far this season. Man, Brooklyn, you can't count them out. I'm gonna take Brooklyn plus the points in this one. Wouldn't shock me if the Raptors won a game, but also wouldn't shock me if Brooklyn won the game either. So in a 50-50 game, getting over a bucket, I'm gonna grab the points. That's what I'm gonna do here.
Who do you think has a better record at the end of the season, Raptors or Nets? Nets got a 3-game lead on them.
It's a great
question. Raptors are getting healthy.
It's a great question.
That shit's probably gonna be tied.
How long is Cam Thomas out? Is really the $1 million question.
He should be coming back soon. They said it was, let's see. Oh yeah, he's progressing well. He hasn't been cleared for contact yet. It should be soon.
I'm going to stay with the Nets. I kind of like my 3-game cushion I got.
Yeah.
And they might come down to it. They might beat them by like a game.
Yeah. I like those. I like the Nets and Raptors. So, you know, they're not flashy. They're not pretty, but they come through for me this season.
I got to see what these two teams do closer to the deadline, because I wouldn't be surprised if these two teams are a little different come deadline. They got some players that a couple good teams might try to scout. So keep an eye out on them. Rockets, Pelicans. Rockets go stupid, dummy, crazy at home at the crib. I gave y'all the numbers for Orlando earlier, but right behind Orlando is Houston. Houston, since the start of last season, 21-9-1 ATS at home as home favorites. Overall, at home since the start of last season, 36-17-1. These boys go stupid, dummy, crazy at the crib. Pelicans, number one team on the do not bet list. Brad gave y'all the numbers on that team and how terrible they are. The Hawks, the last 2 seasons, were the number 1 team on my do not bet list. We've taken the Hawks off the list, and that slid the Pelicans right up to number 1, and we've been fading them ever since. And we will continue to. Give me the Rockets laying the points in this one, Brad. We got the Grizzlies and the Warriors and the Hawks and the Spurs. I have to go grab my charger really quick.
Gotcha. Yeah, I could cover these games. Let's see. He said, did he say Spurs Hawks? I don't know. I heard Grizzlies Warriors though. So yeah, I mean Grizzlies. We talked about it a little bit. This is one of my favorite teams to bet on this season. They've been an absolute moneymaker as of late. They're 8-2 straight up in their last 10, 12-3 straight up at home, and even a more impressive 11-4 ATS at home. These teams played earlier this season. The Warriors won that game, so this will be a revenge spot. And also, man, this Warriors team's just inconsistent. They came out the gate hot, but they just haven't looked great as of late. They're 2-8 straight up in their last 10. So, like Jay says, I think it's the bounce back revenge spot at home. Is that correct?
Bounce back spot at home. That's also a revenge game.
There we go. That's how you say it. Yeah. No, I love this spot for the Grizzlies. Absolute smash spot for the Grizzlies. And right now, man, Warriors are kind of a fade for me. I still think they're a little bit overrated. And then did you say Spurs Hawks as the other one?
Yeah.
Spurs Hawks. Yeah, this is a tough one, man. I'm going to take the Hawks here on the money line. I'm taking a break from the Spurs. You know, this was a team I was riding earlier in this season, but they failed to cover 6 straight. I do those videos where I cover the games, and a lot of the times I will get Spurs games, and I continuously take the Spurs, and they continuously let me down. So I'm done with this team. I'm selling my Spurs stock until further notice. So I'll take a shot with the Hawks, but I'm still weary about the Hawks, especially on the road. But give me the Hawks here.
I'm with you on the Hawks. Turn me up, Atlanta. Y'all let me down the other day. It was sad, but I'm gonna get right back on them. I trust the Hawks as dogs. If they would have been favored in this game, I would have left it alone. But right now they're underdogs. Right now we're getting plus money. These are the situations I trust them. So I'm gonna rock with them here in this spot, in this situation. That's really all I got in that one. Oh, no, the other thing I like here, it's kind of the Trae Young motivation game. It's kind of what I like in this spot. The all off season, we heard the Spurs were going to trade for Trae Young. That was going to be the trade they made. They were going to pair up Trae Young and Wemby. And then instead, the Spurs went and got old 40-year-old Chris Paul. That's what they did. They went and got Chris Paul over my man Trae. They said Trae's not a winning basketball player. Is basically what came out. I think Trae Young took that to heart, and he's taking this Hawks team, and they played much better this season. And I think this is going to be – I love Trae Young motivation games. There's really no better thing than a Trae Young motivation game. Like when he go into New York motivated, he kill him every time. When Trae Young is motivated is when I like to bet on the Hawks, and I think this is one of them games. So I'm going to take Atlanta here. I don't like that they're coming out of Vegas. I don't like that, but I think they'll be fine. So give me Atlanta. I grabbed them at plus money earlier today.
Yeah, no, you're fully on the Hawks train. Like you went DMB to like that's your squad now. It seems like.
Kinda. When they're let me see who they got coming up. They got.
I do like that Trae Young angle though. Trae Young with the chip on his shoulder.
I'm probably gonna be on the next 2 games. They got the Grizzlies next, depending on what happened with the Grizzlies today. I'm gonna talk about that game in a second. And then they got the Timberwolves. I don't know. They off the DMB, but they're not. They're still not a great team. It's spots and situations now for the Hawks. So
I'm just saying, it seems like you take them every game now, but we'll see.
That's funny. Y'all gonna kill me, man. What's the spot, Brad?
The bounce back revenge spot at home. Is that how you say it?
Bounce back spot at home.
Okay.
It also happens to be a revenge game.
There we go. That's how you say it.
I'm taking the Warriors, though.
Why?
Because the Warriors on the road, man. That's why. Since the start of last season, the Warriors are the best road team in the NBA. They're really tied. It's a dead even tie between them and the Mavs. But man, it's hard for me to get off the Warriors. 35-20 on the road are the Golden State Warriors since last season. Covered in 64% of their road games. And this is here's my thought process here. Memphis does go stupid, dummy, crazy at the crib. Memphis is in a spot that I really like. I promise you, if this was 29 of 30 teams, even the Mavs, I would have taken the Grizzlies in this spot. But I got to take the Warriors here. I think this is a legitimate 50-50 game. And the last time we seen the Warriors, they lost in disgusting fashion. Well, no, that was against the Rockets. And then the last game, they got beat up by my Mavs. I think this one is just a get-right spot. I do. I think they can come in here and win this. I think they have a legitimate chance to win this one outright. But getting points in my back pocket is where I want to be, man. I'm not mad at nobody for taking the Grizzlies in this one. I promise you I'm not. I promise you I'm not mad at y'all, man. Personally, this one is just like a gut feeling play is ultimately what it comes down to. And I got a gut feeling the Warriors snap out of it. I've seen the Warriors do this too many times on the road where it's like the spot lines up to fade the Warriors and they just prevail. Like too many times I've taken the Rockets at home. That's my perfect example. Too many times I've taken the Rockets at home who go stupid, dummy, crazy against the Warriors, and the Warriors go in there and bust them up. The Warriors there's two teams on the road that can bust you up really quickly, Dallas and Golden State. And I'm going to take the Warriors, man. I just got a gut feeling. We'll see. It's going to be a great one. I'm surprised this one isn't one that was on TNT tonight. But I'm going to be
what's the late TNT game?
The late TNT game tonight is
I could have sworn you would have been these, man.
Timberwolves, Knicks.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a tough one.
I promise you, Brad. Any other team outside of Golden State, I would have been on Memphis in this spot.
Yeah. No, I do know you love your Warriors on the road. It's understandable.
Yeah, it's tough.
You make good points, but I don't know, man. I think, like I said, I think the Grizzlies are the magic of the West.
That's not a bad take. It's not a bad take. Memphis.
We'll see.
I like Memphis, man. I'm low key on that train too. It's just not tonight.
Yeah.
We keep it rolling. We got the Clippers out on the road facing my favorite team, the Dallas Mavs, and we have the Pacers out on the road facing the Phoenix Suns. That Suns-Pacers game, I'm going to take the points with the Pacers. I know the Pacers on the road have been terrible. I get it. But I kind of think they're finna turn a corner. I kind of think now that we're out of the early season, I kind of think they're finna return to the team of last season. And it wouldn't shock me if they came in here and beat the Suns outright. Now, I know the Suns been balling. Suns have won, 3 straight at home? But the Suns are still not a lay point style team, fellas. They're just not. Since the start of last season, the Phoenix Suns are 44, 65, and 2 ATS, covering in 40% of their games, meaning we're just blindly fading Phoenix. You're covering at a 60% clip. The Pacers have won 3 of their last 4. Give me Indiana plus the points in that one, man. It's just a play on the spot, play on the situation. Hopefully Indiana doesn't bite me in the ass on the road like they have a couple times this season. Dallas and the Clippers. My man, Luka Doncic, was not playing tonight after he just came out there and gave y'all a 45-point trip dub. Damn near a 30-point trip dub at half. Man, not playing with them boys. But in this one tonight, I need to know what's up with Kyrie. Ultimately, is what this game boils down to. Luka's out, but Kyrie's game time decision. If Kyrie's in, I have no problem laying points with the Mavs. The Mavs have played really well this season without Luka and Kyrie running the show. So ultimately, that's what it comes down for me here in this one. I will say this: it's a playoff revenge spot here for the Clippers, but it's on the road. Um, the Mavs been balling though. That's the thing that people don't want to admit. We've been rolling. Um, since the start of last season, we're the second best ATS team in the league. We're really tied with Golden State. Um, it's it's Dallas here for me.
Struggling.
It's I need to know if Kyrie playing. If
Yeah.
Kyrie plays, I have no problem laying the 4.5. And I think the line sitting at 4.5 right now really tells me everything I need to know.
Yeah.
The books even feel comfortable here with Dallas in the spot, no Luka. So I'm not gonna be afraid of it. Y'all know I love betting my team. Let's do it. I've been on the Clippers a little more recently, but it's not a sexy spot for them coming off of playing for their last 5 on the road. At home for the Clippers. Last time we seen them out on the road, Denver took them behind the woodshed, 120-98. So give me Dallas tonight.
Yeah. I feel like odds makers are kind of catching on to the Clippers. Like we were getting really good numbers with them earlier in the season, and I feel like they just haven't been the same cover team. And yeah, I mean, if Kyrie plays, we definitely need to know that before I make a wager on this game because we saw the Mavs without Luka for a little stretch there, and they were still winning games and covering without him, with Kyrie leading the way. So that is a game I want to see the injury report. I do have here I want to lean Clippers +4 just because I mean Luka-less Mavs, Kyrie questionable. You know, I mean, even though the Clippers haven't been as great ATS, they still have been a solid cover team this season. So kind of lean Clippers there, but like I said, need to see if Kyrie's playing. Suns Pacers. This one's gross. I don't want to take the Pacers on the road, but also the Suns can't be trusted to cover. Their spreads are continuously over inflated just with the roster they have. But I'm gonna take the over here, man. I'll take the way out. You know, the Pacers are 16-10-1 to the over, and the Suns are 15-10 to the over. We all know the Pacers play at a fast pace, make defense a second priority. If I'm going to bet this game, I'll probably just take a bunch of points here and go with the over.
Let's keep rolling, Brett. We got the Minnesota Timberwolves. We'll do the last 3. We got the Minnesota Timberwolves and the New York Knicks, the Denver Chicken Nuggets and the Portland Trail Blazers, and the Los Angeles Lake Show Lakers and the Sacramento Kings. How you feeling here?
Yeah, I'm going to take a shot with the T-Wolves here. The T-Wolves are in good form right now. They went on like a little losing streak, but they bounced back nicely. They won 6 of their last 7, covered in 5 of their last 6. The only thing that worries me is right when you think the T-Wolves are back, they'll let you down. So probably going to stay away from this one, but I do lean T-Wolves in this spot. Give me the Trailblazers +8.5. Look, these teams are headed in different directions. The Nuggets have looked good as of late. They're on a 3-game winning streak, whereas Portland is on a 6-game losing streak. But the Nuggets just haven't been great in these spots this season. They're 14-11-1 ATS as a favorite this season. So I'm gonna take a shot with the Trailblazers. Like I said, I think the Nuggets are on the up though. Getting Aaron Gordon back was huge for this team, and like I said, I have liked how they looked as of late, and I think they will return to a cover team throughout this season. But in this spot, I'm gonna still take a shot here with the Trailblazers, and then give me the Lakers all day here. It looks like AD and LeBron are off the injury report, so we'll probably get a full Lakers team here. And I thought the Lakers looked great in their last game against Memphis. This team needed a win badly. They looked great. AD put up 40 in that game, and I expect AD and this Lakers team to have a better or another big night against this Kings defense. I just still can't trust this Kings team to cover 10-16 ATS this season. And similar to the Suns, their lines are always inflated, just due with the roster they have. So I'll take the Lakers here plus the points, and Spreak on the money line isn't a bad option as well.
Kings Lakers. It's a pass for me. I would lean Lakers, but I don't really want to fade the Sacramento Kings in the bounce back game at home. That also happens to be a revenge game spot. I do agree with everything you said about them. They are overrated. They are overvalued. They are a fade more often than not. I do think the Lakers are in a favorable spot. I'm just not rushing to fade certain spots and situations. So forced to play the game, honestly, I would probably say Sacramento just to keep it consistent and stick with the spot. But bottom of the barrel game for me.
Are the Kings an official DMB team?
They the official bubble DNB team because it's like they really should be on the Did Not Bet list. They should be on there, but it's like on the daily, I see both sides of the coin. They're that team where it's like as soon as you put them on the DNB is when they're gonna wake up and be like, oh my god, look at the Kings. And as soon as you take them off, and they're gonna be like, oh my god, it's the fucking Kings.
Yeah,
so,
right.
It's one of those teams, man. Blazers, Nuggets. I'm with you on the Blazers. I just don't trust the Nuggets laying this many points on the road. They win, but I think Blazers cover. I think Blazers 7-5 at home this season against the spread. Denver's just not a lay extended points on the road style team too many times. So probably a closer to the vest style game. Come down to it. Denver wins. Blazers cover. Knicks, T-Wolves. Two teams y'all know I love fading, man. This season it's been Jake versus the Knicks. You also know it's the Minnesota Timberwolves, a.k.a. the House of Damn Disappointment. Stuck between a rock and a hard place, man. I'm stuck between two evils. You know what I'm going to do?
Let's hear it.
I think this one deserves a spin.
There it is.
Taking the Knicks outright money line. I know. I can't believe I got there. But that's where I want to be. That's where I want to be in this game. I want to be on the Knicks. I think they come out and get the job done. Get an outright win. And I think it's going to be on the shoulders of Karl Anthony Towns, sadly. Y'all traded me, bro. Y'all traded me.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, who do you think's more pissed in this game, like Cat or the T-Wolves boys that came from the Knicks?
Cat. I was the number 1 overall pick for y'all. And y'all going to trade me for Julius fucking Randle? That's what y'all going to do to me? All right. Cat monster game coming tonight, man. That's just how I see it. Bro. And it just sets up, I honestly, when I was looking at this game a couple days ago, I was wondering who they were going to make the favorite. Because the Knicks always overrated and overvalue, always. But they're a dog, honestly, in this game. So they're not overrated and overvalued. That'd be my only gripe with the Knicks. They're overrated and overvalued. That's my only gripe with them. I've never said they're a bad team. I've never said they're not going to do nothing. I've never said anything. I just said they're overrated and overvalued more often than not. People think they're better than they are. And a lot of times you can see that in the lines for them. And all the Knicks fans get mad at me and say, I hate them. Oh, my God, you hate the Knicks. You never bet the Knicks.
Out of every NBA fan base, what fan base gets pissed at you the most, you would say?
The Knicks.
The Knicks? Yeah.
They're so big and because they're a legal betting state. So a lot of people are from that area are actually watching our videos. Mm-hmm. So like the Hawks fans, Atlanta's not really legalized in Atlanta. So like the Hawks fans. Pelicans fans.
Are they out there? I haven't met one.
I was just finna. You took the words right out of my mouth. I really haven't met too many Pelicans fans.
No, they're not out there.
So they can't really be mad at me. Clippers fans. That's who else. Clippers fans. But there's not a whole lot of them either.
Yeah.
But the ones that are out there, they'd be pretty mad at me over the last couple of seasons. But I would say Knicks and Clippers are probably the two biggest ones.
Yeah. The Lions fans get at me.
Oh, yeah?
I try to get sharp and fade the Lions, and, yeah, they don't like that. They always come back after the game's over, and they're like, why'd you do that again? Yeah, Cat's points is at 23.5 right now. I kind of like that over. I like that Cat angle.
Yeah, I think it's just a Cat revenge game. And the Minnesota Timberwolves are favored with expectations. These are always the spots they just let they city down. And Knicks, they like to get a big. I think this is a big win for the Knicks. I really do. I think they do it up. Like I think Knicks win the game, and then we got to hear about it all week on all the platforms. They're gonna hit you with the ESPN notification and like
You can already see it.
Yeah, I can already see it.
I can see it too.
Huge revenge game.
Yeah, Cat with 30.
Yeah, I could just see it. You know what I mean? Him and Anthony Edwards jawing at each other.
Yeah.
Part of the script. I'm gonna roll with the Knicks. So, yep. So that's all I got for y'all boys in the NBA today.
Good slate.
It was a good slate, man. I thought we just broke that down pretty good too. So
yeah,
we got one more game to talk about tonight.
We do got a bowl game. I mean, if you want to cover that.
Oh, we do. My bad. We got two games. We got that Sam Houston. I forgot. We got 2 games left. Let's talk about that one first before we talk about the NFL. Let's go to college football, where Sam Houston is taking on Georgia Southern. Georgia Southern laying 3.5 here in this one. You got any thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, so I'm basically, unless it's a playoff game, I don't think I'm gonna put a wager on a single bowl game this season. I'm just kind of going on strike, honestly, just because the product is just not there with the transfer portal and the opt-outs, and I just don't know why they don't open up the transfer portal after the national championship, like the day after. That's when they should open it up. I don't know if there's a reason why. Someone in the comments could let me know, but I feel like that would make sense to actually make these bowl games mean a little something, or just make it more bearable to watch, knowing who's playing. But for this game, Georgia Southern, Sam Houston, give me the under 48.5. I don't really have a side in this one. I do like Sam Houston's defense. They have won most of their games this season because of their defense. And Georgia Southern, their defense hasn't been great this season, but in their last 2 games, they gave up a combined 26 points in their last 2 games. So if I had to make a pick on this game, it would be an under, but I didn't really dig into this one too hard. And like I said, I'm kind of on strike right now. So lean the under.
I lean under as well, and I like Sam Houston plus the 3.5. Probably Sam Houston money line. For me, in the bowl games, all I'm doing is looking for plus money opportunities that make a little sense. If it make a little sense, I'll put a couple dollars on it and pray we hit. Because I feel like I'm kind of with Brad. That's kind of where we are in bowl season. You just don't know who's playing, who's out, where they're going. So like I saw like Preston Stone. He's going to Northwestern, but he's still going to be the backup through the playoffs for SMU. Like, what the fuck?
It's like, what the hell? Yeah.
How does that work?
Yeah.
So we're just in a weird space right now in college football. I think we do need a little more regulation. I wish my man Mitch was here. He would have a lot of thoughts on all this shit right now currently, man.
Yeah.
Mr. College Football, man. That's what I love to call him. But yeah, Sam Houston for me is the way I would lean. Attack on, what is it right now? Plus 150. That's probably the way I would lean in that one. NFL. Man,
it's a good one.
It's a good one. It is a good one tonight, man. 2 teams looking to stamp their way into the playoff. 2 teams that, if things don't break the right way, they won't be in the playoff.
Yeah, it's basically whoever wins this one, it's like 90+% chance they're making it.
Yeah, if they win, they're in.
Yeah.
The loser still most likely in, but if they lose out, then they're out. So here's how I got this one shaping out. Take the Chargers, man. I'm on the Chargers. I'm laying the points with them. If you can get 2.5, get 2.5. It is juiced, I think, like minus 115, minus 120-ish. I would lay the 2.5. 3, I would still, if you can't get that, if you can only get 3, I would still take the 3, but just know you might be headed for a push. I think the Chargers win this football game. No, I think they are the better football team. I faded them last week. Shout out the Bucks. I just thought that was the spot where the Chargers, they needed that game to kind of wake back up. They were riding too much of a high. People was getting too damn high on the Chargers, acting like this team was legitimately up there with the cream of the crop of the AFC. I don't think they're that. I think they're still a bubble AFC playoff team more often than not is who I think they are. But in the flip side, I'm a huge Broncos hater. I think they're missing the playoffs. I got the Broncos losing out. I got the Broncos losing out.
They're not missing the playoffs.
They're missing the playoffs. They're losing today to the Chargers. They backdoor lose next week to Cincinnati, and then they lose the last game of the season to the Kansas City Chiefs.
That is a tough schedule.
That's a really tough schedule, man. Chargers, Bengals, Chiefs, and they missed the playoffs. And the Cincinnati Bengals slide themselves right into the playoffs and set up that 2-7 matchup between Buffalo and Cincinnati. I think it's how it shape out. That's my thoughts. That's my opinion. So I need the Chargers. I need my Bengals in the playoffs. So I need the Chargers to come in here and handle business tonight. Shout out the Broncos. My thoughts on the Broncos are solid team, year away. I think they're just a year away from where everybody thinks they are. I think down the stretch here against solid teams that have been here, done that before is where we're really going to see Bo Nix struggle. So that's just kind of the way I got it shaping out. I'm on the Chargers tonight. I think they will come in here and run the football. I think Herbert has a solid game. Take the Chargers. How you feeling?
Yeah, I will say living in Denver, like the Chargers fans have been pretty quiet this season actually until that last win, and now they're all celebrating, thinking they're going to make the playoffs. So they may be celebrating a little bit too early. They may be jinxing themselves a bit. So kind of like that angle there. But I do have a premium this play on the side. But I also really do like this under, guys. I think this is going to be a gross Thursday night football game. Probably not as gross as the last one we saw with the Rams and Niners, just because we don't have to worry about weather implications. But both these teams are allowing 17.6 per game to opponents, which is tied for the second best in the league. We all know Harbaugh, how he likes to coach, man. He likes to make things ugly, play solid defense, don't make mistakes, run the ball a lot. And I think this Chargers defense will give Bo Nix problems. Bo has looked great on this winning streak. They're on a 4-game winning streak right now, but they played the Colts, the Raiders, the Falcons, and a Browns team whose defense has taken a step down. So those are 4 defenses that aren't great. Now he has to play a Chargers defense that's hungry, that's fighting for their season. Not going to be an easy night for Bo Nix. So I think this is more of an ugly game. I think we see a lot of field goals in this one, and love a good under here. Good spot to sell high on this Broncos offense.
Fair enough. A lot going on today, Brad, man. It's money-making Thursday. What you got
it's
going on
weekend
today?
Too? Ooh, college football playoff. I'm excited, man. Tomorrow we get it going.
It's a pump weekend, man. Yeah, we get it started tomorrow night. We get it
What's your thoughts on Notre Dame? You think that they're legit? I know you're going to talk about it tomorrow, but I just wanted a sneak peek.
I don't know. They lost to NIU, bro.
Yeah, they haven't played. Those boys need to get into conference. I'm tired of the independent shit. Like, get into conference. It's not fair. Like,
same. I'm with you, bro. They lost to NIU.
Yeah.
But it's like Indiana at the same time. It's like, how much do I really believe in them? What's the line in that game right now? It's a full 7. I'm probably on Indiana plus the 7 in that game. Because I don't know. Notre Dame, they got to show me.
Yeah.
They got to show me. It's my thoughts on them. I don't think they're just complete garbage, but I also think sometimes the moment gets too big for them. And I don't trust them. Yeah, I don't trust them in those style spots. So that's kind of
10-2 ATS though. Whew.
I know.
Solid. I know. Yeah, no. I think Notre Dame's a bit hype. They looked incredible lately, but I think Indiana may give them a little fight here.
Indiana got to give them fight, or people might not respect them moving forward. Like, like for both, for the college football eligibility and things like that, because they had a light schedule. Indiana did. They really only played one tough game, which was Ohio State, and they didn't show up. So, this Indiana, they got to kind of do it for the light schedule doers.
Yeah. For all them out there.
Yeah, for all them
representing.
What you got going on today over at Pick Dogs Premium, buddy?
Yeah, I got my NBA pick of the day, $15 on the site. Love today's pick, and then I got a 5 pack. I absolutely love today's slate, man. Two NBA plays, two college basketball, and then my best pick for today's NFL game. So go check that out on the site. Something long term is great. Team me up with me and Jay. I feel a heater coming off a winning day. So let's keep it going.
There you go. Hop on with Brad, man. Make you some money today. For me today, I have a whole lot of plays. This is probably one of the biggest days I've had in quite some time. I might have like 7 NBA today. We've been cold the last week, meaning like we haven't had a lot of games. So now that we got them today, I like some of the spots and situations. So I'm attacking them. So I got like 7 NBA. I got an NBA. I mean, I got an NFL in there. I think I got a college hoops in there. So check it all out. Pick Dogs Premium. I may have like 8 or 9, maybe even 10 total today. I haven't counted them all up, but I got a lot in there. Trying to make some money today. I'm hitting the ground hard, trying to do what we do, which is kick the crap out of the books. Parlay time, Brad, man. Parlay. How you feeling, my man? What you got for me?
Let's see. All right, so I like your cat angle. We're going to go cat over 23.5 points. We're going to go Jason Tatum over 27.5. And then the Hornets aren't losing today. Give me the Hornets money line.
Okay. I'm going to go with the New York Knicks money line. Golden State Warriors money line. Atlanta Hawks money line. 3 dogs outright money line in the NBA. And I guess I'll give you one more. We'll go Sam Houston in college football. We'll go take the Chargers in the NFL. And we'll go with the Dallas Mavericks. 3-teamer. Money Making Thursday, ladies and gentlemen, man. We appreciate each and every one of y'all, man, that continue to tune in and watch these episodes, watch these shows. We'll be back same time, same program tomorrow. My guy, Chris Ruffalo, he'll be back tomorrow. Check out the wraparound. It'll be up here shortly if it's not already up. The jam session for me will be up here probably by noon. So be on the lookout for that as I break down every single game in the NBA. Check out Brad's videos as he goes through half the games on the card every single day. The bigger games, him and Chris split those in half. So check out his individual videos. Best bets at Pick Dogs Premium. Any other words for you, Brad?
Nope, that's it. Well, I guess I'll say I appreciate everyone watching, man. We do appreciate it a lot. And yeah, it was a good show. Let's cash in.
Let's make some money today, man. Let's do it. Oh, Lord.
Oh, comes in at the end.
Oh, Lord. Oh, man. Fridays with Costi.
Can't forget.
I can't forget, man. You know it'll be an interesting one. Say it with me, y'all. Fuck you, Costi. See y'all tomorrow. We out of here. Peace.